a video on making your own vinegar. So I was at a friend's and he brews beer and wine, and it had some things in the cupboard. We were testing a few things. They were very nice. And then he had a few other things. We were talking about things, and he had some things in the cupboard that he'd had for years that hadn't kind of really worked and weren't very nice, and didn't know what to do with them. So I kind of thought, he said, "Do I want them?" And I was like, "Yes, I'll be able to do something with them." And then I remembered that I bought some raw, unfiltered, organic apple cider vinegar that includes the mother, which is the mother is what makes the vinegar. So I was thinking, what we'll do is we'll have a go at making some vinegar out of these wines that he's given me. I think that one was from the grapes from his garden. We tasted it; it was just a little bit vinegary already, and wasn't particularly very nice. Didn't taste particularly very strong. And then this was something that has maybe been in the cupboard for 20 years. I think on quite a long time. We tasted that and it wasn't very winey, very nicey. Anyway, so I thought maybe we'll kind of have a go at making some vinegar, which is pretty straightforward. And also, if it works, we can have a go with other things. I think it's a bit of what you have to do is you turn wine or beer into vinegar. Now, if you buy it, you've got to pay duty and tax in the UK. I'm sure you pay duty and you pay VAT as well. They hit you double with the tax. I can't just quite remember. So to buy it and make your own vinegar, it's quite an expensive way to do it. But to make your own wine and then turn it into vinegar, that's kind of quite a cheaper way of doing it. But I just kind of think, even if I was to make it out of wine that had gone wrong, would be okay. But generally, if you get your wine right and you make a nice wine or a nice beer, you don't want to waste that by making vinegar out of it. So this is my reasoning, that these are waste products. Essentially, we're going to throw them away. So that's the reason why we're going to turn them into vinegar. Also, but then in my mind, I'm kind of thinking actually a nice wine would make a nice vinegar. So it's kind of it seems like a bit of a waste to make your own, if you know what I mean, if that's what I'm kind of getting at. But anyway, so it's pretty straightforward. We've got 2 glass containers, they're both clean. We're going to pour some of the wine into, excuse the container, that's what you put it in. This is generally what you see. It smells alright, it's quite fruity. So, but this is what you find when people make their own things. Actually, we'll put this, I think the red one's slightly nicer, so we'll make more of that. I mean, it's an alright colour, but I mean, for a homemade wine, it's an alright colour. For a bought wine, I don't think it's a particularly nice colour. So that's about enough in there. And if it works, I'll convert the rest into vinegar. And then this one wasn't particularly very nice when we tasted it. We'll go into here. This is a little less of it, because I'd rather make more of a nicer thing. And then we'll just kind of see if this kind of works. I have got some other containers, but these are the ones I'm not going to use for anything else. And then that's that. It's a bit cloudy down the bottom. We might do something with that as well. So the vinegar with the mother in, it was crystal clear, but I've just taken the clear vinegar off it, and then though the sediment was at the bottom, I've just given it a mix up. So that's what the mother is, all in the sediment. So that's about twice the size of that, so we'll do, for every 1 dessert spoon of vinegar in mother, we'll do in there, we'll do 2 in here. So I don't know how much there is. I think obviously the more we put in, the quicker it'll work. So that's 3 in that one, and then 6 in this one. Something like that. More than that one. No, I don't need to be exact. So that's fine. that in there and down, and then we've got a bit of cloth that we put over the top because I think it needs to breathe. And I did have some rubber bands. Ah, yes, I've got some rubber bands. So a bit of cloth over the top. Nothing too thin, it's just cotton. I think it's more just a case of so it can breathe, from what I was reading about it. And then we just leave it on a windowsill to turn into vinegar. So we'll be back in, well, we'll do a check in a week's time and we'll see how it goes, and then we'll just kind of leave it there. But there we go. Hopefully that will turn into vinegar, and it should be quite interesting. Right, so an update on the cider vinegar. I don't know if you can see. We've got some sediment down the bottom there, which I think will be the mother forming. So I can't remember what the wine that I added the vinegar to tasted like when I'd added the vinegar, so I don't know if it's become a lot more vinegary than it was when I first added the, was it 3 or 4 tablespoons of vinegar to that. So we're going to do a taste test. This is the vinegar after about 4 weeks, I think, three or 4 weeks since I started making it, and then we've got some of the wine that I haven't added any vinegar to, so a bit of a taste test, and then I've got the cider vinegar as well. So I'll kind of get the idea of if it actually is progressing. So this is vinegar. I'll give it a taste. It is going vinegary. It is going vinegary. And then another spoon. So this is the wine. We'll see what that tastes like. It was quite vinegary anyway. And then, what does the proper vinegar taste like? Yeah, it's certainly got that vinegar kind of kick to it. So I don't know if this is working. It's not that vinegar after I've tasted that. What's that taste like again? Yeah, it's certainly a lot more vinegary. I think it's working. We've certainly got that sediment collected down the bottom. Let's see what it looks like. I'll turn it upside down off camera and we can see. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot more sediment in there than I originally added. So the mother might be forming. And I suppose it takes about 6 weeks. So we're about halfway through. So I suppose this is the time when it can't start speeding up. It's probably working. I mean, the vinegar says on it, includes the mother. So that does mean that you can make your own vinegar from that. Maybe the problem is that it's not particularly a wine that had a lot of alcohol in it in the first place. That might be a slightly contributing factor why it's taking a little bit longer. I don't know what the percentage of alcohol was in there, and it is the alcohol that kind of helps to form the vinegar, from what I understand. Although I haven't done that much research, and just kind of like things that you pick up over the years. So we'll see how it goes. But I know it's about 4 weeks that's been sat on the windowsill. It'll probably work. I mean, it's basically souring, isn't it? So, a work in progress, as always. Maybe I should test the other one. Yeah, we'll test the other one. I'll bring it over. Can't remember what this one tastes like either. So we'll just take another seat, get a fresh spoon. It is sour. It's just, I don't know if it's sour because of the vinegar that I added to it to start the process, and it's not become any more acid than that. Yes, a completely non-scientific experiment. So We'll have to see what's the bottom of this one like. I can't really see, it's just not as clear. Just not as clear. A work in progress. We'll see what it's like in another few weeks. We'll give it another 3 weeks. There'll be an update in 3 weeks' time, something like that. But just me waffling and faffing and not doing things in proper scientific ways. But we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go.